Hey everyone, it's Armando.
Hey, it's Mika.
And well, Happy New Year, guys. So it's mid January now, and I'm back in LA, obviously. Got my LA hat. Meika's still in Nagasaki. And I guess we're just going to talk about what happened because on the last episode, it was between Christmas and New Year's, even though it was released after New Year's because I had to edit it and all that. But now you get to find out what happened next.
Yes.
All right, so I maybe you can go first, Meika. What do you want to tell us about your New Year?
Yeah. So I went back to my hometown on 29th, 30th, I think. And I spent lots of time with my family, my relatives, and even my old friends. And yeah, like that. So the 31st was like just a relaxing time. Like I went to so many relatives' places and say hello. It's been a while because of the COVID. We couldn't, meet each other, not really. So it was nice to meet them. And on the first, I went to my dad's friend's house, who is like really close to our family. And we were just, chatting and like so many like dads drinking. And then the big thing happened, right?
Oh yeah, the earthquake.
Yeah, the earthquake. So we were just chatting and, just having fun, watching TV. Like, just the TV was on, and then suddenly the alarm
Mm.
just started ringing on TV, I think. It was like a lot. And, we're in Nagasaki, so nothing happened really. It's so far from Nagasaki. And
You didn't feel
yeah,
anything?
like no, 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 no,
Okay.
no, not at all. Like we're just fine. And then the TV, like the cast started like, talking, like just be like go away from the ocean, like hide, go outside, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
And then, like Japan has lots of earthquakes in, all the time.
Mm.
So first we are like, oh, it's just a lot, and then somewhere had earthquake, like that kind of thing, and it started like bigger and bigger, and they had a tsunami alert, and then we were like, tsunami? That must be really big.
Mm.
And then the TV started showing the area, the where the earthquake happened,
Mm.
and then it just kept going like so many times, and then after 10 minutes the big earthquake just like happened again, and that all of that. And
Aftershock,
then
you mean?
after, no, I mean like after the first one, second and third, and then within a day, if I'm correct, like earthquakes happen like 20 or 30 times.
Oh, I think what you mean are aftershocks. So there's the big one,
Yeah, yeah.
and then there's little ones after that.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay.
But it's not little, like
Oh, okay. Big
pretty,
aftershocks.
yeah, yeah, pretty big.
Okay.
And so we were like, kind of shocked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were kind of, like didn't really feel like doing something fun after all.
Eh.
Yeah. So I remember the dinner at my place was kind of like, oh, big thing happened, like a bad thing happened on the first, and then we kind of just sad, and the TV like only showed the earthquake thing and then
Mm.
tsunami, because tsunami comes way after the earthquake.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So then, with like in whole day it was about tsunami and the earthquake, all of that. It's
Yeah.
kind of
So you didn't go to a shrine?
no, 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 no.
Eh.
I did, yeah, I
Because of
didn't
the
go.
earthquake, were you planning on going to one?
I haven't. So like we always plan to go,
Uh-huh.
but it's not because of the earthquake. We're just maybe lazy.
Okay. All right. Because last episode you were telling me I should really go to a shrine. You should really experience it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I didn't go to the shrine, but did you go? Why
uh,
were you in Japan?
yeah, so my New Year's consisted of first my girlfriend told me to go on a mission. It's kind of like a joke we have, and it consisted of going to a market and buying mochi while she was at work. And I was like, okay, I think I could do it. Well, it was not just mochi; it was a list of things, and mochi was one of them. And she had wrote three mochi, and I get to the mochi shop that she sent me the address for, and I see them in bags, and I'm texting her like, okay, I see like three bags of mochi. Like, what do you want, right? So, I don't get a response. So in the meantime, I go get the other things that were on the list. I finished getting everything. It's been like 30 minutes at this point. She still hasn't responded. And mind you, I know nothing about Japanese cultural sechiriori. Like, this is my first New Year's in Japan.
Mm.
So I buy three bags of mochi, and as soon as I pay for them and she hands them to me, I'm like, holy shit, this is heavy. So it was 3 kilograms because they were 1 kilogram each.
Mm.
And I don't know what a kilogram is really. It's like, yeah, it's not really something we use in America. And so I'm like, I think I bought too much, but I already paid it. And then like the second I freaking buy it, I get a text, or I tell her, I send her a text. I said, I think I bought too much. I bought 3 kilograms. And then she's like, what? 3 kilograms? And she's just like laughing. And I'm like, hey, like you said buy three and they came in bags. So I don't know, like, anyway, I kept telling her, like, oh, you're gonna meet your family. Take them some mochi. Take them, give everyone mochi. Let's bring it to the party tonight. Some mochi. And so yeah, we went to her best friend's house, and it was basically just the three of us. We made osechi ryori, or she made osechi ryori. They did. I just kind of ate and chatted and watched some New Year's program. It was like a comedy special or something. And then after that, we went to a shrine. She got her omikuji. And she got, what was the last one you said on the last episode? Dai Dai something.
Daikichi?
Daikichi, yeah. She got Daikichi. So
Oh.
yeah, I guess she's getting big luck this year. And I didn't do it just because I don't really believe in that stuff. Um,
Oh, so you did. Oh, okay, you
no,
didn't do it.
it's fine. I'll watch her. I've done it before in the past, but it wasn't
Mm.
for New Year's. It was for just going to a temple or shrine.
Mm,
The
mhm.
temple had like a market with food and games and even alcohol. So that was kind of fun. Um, and then the next day, during the middle of the day, she was taking a nap, and then I felt an earthquake, and I was like, okay, it's not a big one, because I'm from LA, so like little ones don't scare me, but knowing that I'm in Japan, I know they can become big. So as
Mm.
soon as I felt it, I tapped her, I woke her up, and then I was like, um, what should we do? Like, what's the protocol here in Japan? Because in LA, like, you either get to like a doorway and you stand in the doorway because supposedly that's the strongest part of the building, or you go under a table or something like that. And she is a very deep sleeper. She kind of just like woke up a little bit and she goes, it's okay, and she goes back to sleep. And then so
Mm.
it lasted, and mind you, we were in Kobe, so it lasted. I want to say maybe between 30 seconds or a minute or so, and then it stopped. And I'm like, huh, that was kind of a long one, but it's over now, so I guess it's fine. And then she woke up eventually and started making phone calls, telling everyone Happy New Year. And then like somebody on the phone tells her, "I'll turn on the TV." So she turned on the TV, and we saw that there was like a massive, what was it, like seven something,
Yeah, 7.
in
Yeah.
Ishikawa, was it?
Ishikawa. Mm.
Ishikawa, which is, I don't know if you guys know, if anyone watching this is not familiar with Japanese geography, the easiest way to envision Ishikawa is, so there's the island, right? And then on the
Mhm.
bottom, that's the Pacific Ocean, and then kind of like the north side, that's the Sea of Japan. So the Sea of Japan side, that's where it happened. So Kobe
Mm.
is down here on the Pacific side. So we felt it even though it was on the opposite side of the country, but it wasn't very strong. And we didn't really get much damage in Kobe. But in Ishikawa, there was major damage.
So that was the first, ne?
Yeah, that was
Right.
January. Well, that was December 31st until January 1st. Yeah.
Yeah. And then second, the airplane.
Right.
So on the first, for the dinner, we opened the osechi. We ordered it from a company.
Mm.
And my grandma made some, meals that could be in osechi.
Mm.
And also ozoni is like a kind of soup
Mm.
with mochi in it. And
If you want some
it was
mochi, I can hook you up.
yeah, right. It's so here's a joke. Like, for New Year's we eat mochi, right? And
Okay.
the mochi is really like heavy.
Uh-huh.
And then because it's only for New Year's, we eat kind of a lot, right?
Mm.
And then so we always make jokes about like, hey, don't get fat because of mochi, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I ate lots of mochi this year. And on the second, I think I just spent time with my family and then with my family. And it was like afternoon, kana?
Mm.
I think it was afternoon, right?
The
So
earthquake?
afternoon, no. On the second, the airplane.
Oh, okay, yeah. When the earthquake happened, I was actually looking at flights because I was supposed to fly back to LA directly from Tokyo because I hate transferring. It just makes the whole day longer.
Mm.
So my plan was, okay, I'm gonna go to Tokyo on January 2nd, and my flight was supposed to be on January 3rd. So I was just gonna go to Tokyo, hang out for the night, maybe like drink at a bar or something, then sleep at the hotel, and then the next day go to the airport and then fly back home. But I realized that I would have my suitcase was very heavy, and Japanese airlines actually have a lower weight limit um, for the checked in bags than American not American Airlines but American companies. So I was like, man, I don't know if I can fly. Probably have to pay extra for my suitcase. Maybe I should take a Shinkansen. It was getting complicated and expensive. So I told myself, you know what? I actually purchased the premium seat, which allows me to change my flight. So instead of flying from Tokyo, I could just fly directly from Kansai. And it turned out that it was actually much cheaper to fly back home from Kansai, and I would actually get a $600 credit returned to me if I chose Kansai Airport instead of Tokyo. Yeah, I guess there was like a really high demand to fly out from Tokyo on that day. So I was like, yeah, it'd be crazy not to receive $600 instead of having to pay for an extra flight or Shinkansen and then hotel, right? All I had to do was change my ticket from the third to the second and change it to Kansai. So I would leave Japan a day early, but that was okay because I was already planning on the second going to Tokyo anyway. So that's what I ended up doing. And especially once the earthquake hit, I immediately changed it because I thought people might like start trying to leave the country if like tourists panic or something like that. So as soon as I heard that the earthquake happened, like I wasn't sure if I was gonna do this, but then once I heard the earthquake happen, I pressed like I confirm, yeah, I want to do this, and I was so lucky that I did it because I flew out from Kansai Airport, and then when I landed in San Francisco to transfer, I opened my phone. There were a bunch of messages, people asking me, "Are you okay? I heard there was a airplane crash at Haneda Airport, yada yada yada," which was the airport I was originally supposed to fly back from.
Right.
And I was like, wait, what? And so I Googled it and I saw like the footage and everything. And I was like, oh man, it's so good that I didn't fly from Haneda because they said that they closed the runway for investigation and a lot of a lot of flights were delayed on that day from Haneda. So I'm really glad that I changed my flight. But yeah, nothing happened to me. I was completely safe. And I'm just like really shocked that both those tragedies happened back to back.
Right. Yeah. So my friends from abroad, went back to their countries for Christmas and New Year's, and then came back to Nagasaki after New Year's. But like some of them couldn't go back on time because of the accident.
Mm.
Like usually, so what happened was they closed the domestic flights and then tried to do like international one on time. So like we have like a Haneda and a Narita, right?
Mm-mm.
So Narita just did only international and then some domestic.
Mm.
So like domestic one, because Nagasaki is far from Haneda or Tokyo, we need to fly to Nagasaki, right?
Mm-mm.
So they could come back to Japan, but not to Nagasaki.
Mm.
That's so, and then they use Shinkansen or whatever,
Mm-mm.
kind of tough.
Oh yeah, and I also heard that some of the Shinkansen, like some of the rail lines were closed because of the earthquake.
The
Which
north part, right?
which is another reason that I decided to change from Haneda to Kansai Airport, because I thought if I can't get a flight, or if I can't get the train, then how am I going to get to Tokyo and fly back home?
Yeah.
Also,
But now we're okay. So I think everything's back now, except for the Ishikawa Ken. We're not sure how many people actually died from the earthquake, how many people are like not found.
right, I heard it was over like 100.
Yeah, like over 200.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. And it's still like over 100 people are not found yet. And then the figure has changed like every day, right? So we're still not sure what happened, and then people, all of that.
Right,
But-
and those.
I've heard that like all of the lifeline, and how do you call it? Water and then gas and everything, like electricity.
Utilities.
Went back.
Oh.
But so many people lost their houses, so they still like stay in like public place.
Yeah. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so if you guys haven't kept up with the earthquake, I've heard that there's misinformation. A lot of people thought Tokyo was hit because a lot of people just think Japan is just Tokyo. So whenever there's like an earthquake, people are like, "Oh, is Tokyo okay?" But there's more than Tokyo. There's 47 prefectures. And so Ishikawa is the main one that was hit, but it was also felt, I believe, in Niigata. And what else is around there?
Yeah, and also like even in Fukuoka they felt something.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
it's like all of Japan.
The
on
coast.
Coast side.
Yeah, the Sea of Japan coast, apparently everyone felt it there. And I know someone that lives in Niigata, and her family was evacuated because even though the earthquake didn't, that was not the epicenter, they said they felt it really strong. And once the earthquake happened, like fortunately their house was okay, no one got hurt, but there were warnings like tsunami's coming. They had to, like, on New Year's Day, they had to get out of their house, just take whatever they had and go to like a higher ground evacuation center. Luckily the tsunami, I think, was very small, they said, right? So there wasn't much tsunami damage, which is lucky because in 2011, when the big Tohoku earthquake happened, the tsunami is what did most of the damage.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
and unfortunately,
sorry. Yeah. I feel like the earthquake itself was way bigger in Ishikawa.
Yeah.
Because that was the highest scale.
Also, from what I heard is that the epicenter of it was an area that was not very modernized. A lot of the houses were a little bit older, so they weren't earthquake proof. And if you look at some of the video, unfortunately, a lot of the houses just collapsed and crushed whoever was inside when the earthquake happened. Yeah, it was really sad. And then there was a fire too, like because the earthquake happened, like I guess I don't know what caused the fires, but there was a fire that burned many houses too.
And And then so there's one street for like a market. It's kind of like one street with lots of wooden houses.
Mm.
And then I think like everyone evacuated, right? And then maybe some of them didn't turn off something, like kind of, then they, because of the shake and then everything, it's easier to get, fire.
Mm.
So we always thought like just turn off everything and then evacuate, but maybe some people didn't do it.
Mm.
And but we're not sure what happened, what actually happened, because the fire was too big to find out what was the cause.
確かに all the evidence got burnt up.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. And speaking of not knowing what happened, it took me a while to actually realize what happened with the airplane crash because I feel like Japan is so almost they're perfectionists when it comes to that kind of thing. For example, the trains are always on time. If they're like 1 minute late, they'll send an apology or something like that. So I was shocked when there was the miscommunication that ended up in two airplanes crashing. I couldn't believe it. And so I did a little bit of research, and the latest news that I heard was that the um, pilot, so there was a Coast Guard that was taking supplies and stuff to Ishikawa where the earthquake happened, and they were asked to taxi on a runway, but to wait and not take off yet. And for some reason, the pilot claims that he was given clearance to take off. So he started taking off, and that's when the domestic flight from Hokkaido, it was JAL, I believe, Japan Airlines, was landing, and he was taking off, and then they collided, and the small Coast Guard plane pretty much got obliterated. Out of the six crew members, five died. Only the pilot survived, but he's like in pretty bad condition. But he's talking and he's claiming that he got clearance to take off. However, there are recordings that they have the translations for what was said, and supposedly he was given permission to taxi onto the runway, but not to take off. So I don't know if he's gonna get in trouble or what's happening. I mean, it's already bad that he got injured and that his crew died. I think if he gets in trouble, I don't know. That's sad.
Yeah. But like people, passengers in jail, everyone survived. And then I've heard that in America it was a really big news, right? Like because everyone survived.
Yeah, they're saying that it's a miracle because it first of all, you could see that as soon as it was landing, it just went into flames, and then as I think it was like within like a minute or two of the plane like stopping and opening the doors, everyone got out and everyone left their luggage behind. Everyone followed directions. That's very Japanese. Everyone's saying that's a very Japanese trait, and that if it was Americans, it would have taken forever. People would probably try to get off with their suitcases, and it would have been madness. And then soon after, everyone deboarded the plane. It went up in flames, and there's like nothing left of it now.
So I think it only took like 5 minutes, to like finish everyone.
Oh, okay. 5 minutes to deboard
Yeah.
the whole plane.
And then like I'm studying English at my university, and then so many people wanted to be an cabin attendant, and all like so many senpai of mine actually became airplane cabin attendant. And it's really famous that it's any airplane, like it's in any airline, but it's really famous that the training for escaping is really, really strict. And then some people even cry because of it. Like it's so strict. And then that's why in Japan we're saying like, it doesn't happen much. Like it doesn't happen often. But in this kind of situation, it's very important to, train their, crews to how to, evacuate and all of that. And I think it was really good.
Yeah, they were amazing, and in America, yeah, the news were saying that it was a miracle. They were saying like they couldn't believe it.
Mm, 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 mm,
Hmm.
mm. Yeah. It at that point, I think I'm really proud of like what they did
Yeah, and
after all.
definitely, I'm sad that I'm sad that the five Coast Guards died, but
Mm,
if you look at the grand scheme of things, it could have been so much worse with the airliner with 300 or something
yeah.
passengers.
Mm,
There could have been hundreds of deaths, but it was five.
mm, mm. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's I don't know. I don't want to end this on a sad note. Do you have any
Mm.
good news to to end this with?
Yeah. So after, yeah, on the third,
Mm,
on the third, I went for drinking with my old friends who is Kohai
mm,
from high school, and we had fun. And they invited me to so I was a manager of a baseball club, and then they're Kohai of like they used to be a player, and they invited me to go to like OB game. Like, do you know OB? Like,
Obi? Never
so
heard of
we
that.
say OB game. It's like old boys. Like after they graduate, they become OB.
Wait, what's Obi stand for?
I don't know. Old boy かな?
Ah,
Like,
old boy is means alumni.
そう
Yeah,
そうそうそう
yeah.
そうそうそう。で、they invite me to go watch their game.
Mm,
They they say like they're gonna do it on the like high school ground.
mm.
So I went there and it was fun. I feel like I became back to
Yatta!
high school student. It was so
Nice.
fun. Yeah. So that was fun news for
Uh-huh,
me, I
uh-huh.
guess.
Okay, cool, cool. Well, I'm happy you had fun.
Now I'm back in school and busy with my assignments and all of that, but I'm graduating soon.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I hope this episode wasn't too much of a downer. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Happy New Year. Do you have anything to
Happy New
say?
Year.
Okay.
Happy New Year. See you in the next episode.
Okay. じゃあまたね。
Bye bye.